Yeah.
At this time, will you all please remain standing for a moment of silence, as always, for all of our troops, military around this world, protecting our freedoms, so we could all be here today, enjoying this great event. And we'd also like to remember all of those in the racing community that we have lost over the past, and always, especially for the one and only William Rouse. We know he's up there watching us right now. Thank you.
All right. Here you go.
Are we going there, Chris? All right, everybody. Welcome here to Lindenhurst on a glorious afternoon. I mean, not a cloud in the sky. Nice little breeze. Probably a little warm down on the track, but we are back racing 2021 after a brief schedule last year because of the COVID scamdemic. We are back.
Gentlemen, if we're ready,
Billy Cornell.
Let's start racing.
All right, Billy Cornell, give us a little bit of thoughts here as the Snails come to the line.
I got to tell you, it's something else here. Snails with a new look this year, a couple new players, a couple guys switched out.
Yeah, we were going to have a little bit of a pregame, and that kind of got pushed to the wayside as we were getting all the equipment ready for today. So we're going to throw those tidbits in all day long.
Snails starting cars at the first man, Brennan at second, and Kevin at the third guy. Let's see how they do today. Good to see some racing out. Packed house here. Looks good at Lindenhurst. If you're home, it's a great day. Get down here. Bring the kids. Nice day at the track.
Beautiful day.
There are no post entries for today, so we do not need to add anything. There will also be overtime runs today.
Speaking of that, I mean, we have a 15-20 team tournament here today, which, I don't know if there's that many in the last couple of years here at Lindenhurst.
The first team through the lights will be number 1 on your program and the host for today's Long Island Invitational Drill. Number 1, the Lindenhurst Snails!
You know, Lindenhurst is coming to the start line right here, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Mark Santoli, right?
Oh, boy.
How about Ace? You know, that guy, you couldn't come to this tournament with him giving you a phone call a million times. Bring back those trophies. Bring back those trophies, man.
And listen, there's a whole stack of them right over there.
Yep.
Lindenhurst, your host every year, first tournament of the year. Good to see him out here.
Except for last year. I don't think it was the first tournament.
Well, they chapped him on that one.
But thank you to the Village of Lindenhurst for hosting us again. The fans are back, so, I mean, that's a big positive as well. We couldn't do that everywhere last year.
Yep, they threw in a little parade as well.
Ryan Kenley doing the honors here. Good to see him back.
I think we're ready for some racing, boys.
And healthy. All right. First time of the year. Take us through it, Len. What do you got?
Lindenhurst, they're off. Nice clean start. Looks like a third man. Just got off a little early. Like you see, all 3 climbers on. Second and third
Nice
man. Great way to start our 2021 season, boys.
Nice hand from the crowd. Looks good.
Time for Lindenhurst, 6.95. 6.95.
All right, get our first 6 off the board. On the board, right?
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's 6.95 at a Lindenhurst drill. Usually hangs around.
North Belmore, Ranky Day.
So North Belmore coming up to the line, guys. They had a heck of a year last year. See if they were able to sustain and or build on that. Come back strong this year.
Short a couple guys right now. Sean Corcoran not here today, but Mike Bowen Jr. going to be coming out here running first man for him. Youngster out there, son of the driver.
That's at least third generation, right?
Definitely good to see that family connection continue.
And a little early heads up, next week's drill will be at North Belmore.
And if he's listening, tell him he shouldn't have his foot so far on the line. Yeah, he's eating up a lot of that line here as North Belmore's got the track. They're ready to go. Nice clean start. All 3 climbers are in and on. Pretty tight. First man about a step before he's getting off the ladder. Has a little quick miss. Decent recovery, but definitely not what they were hoping to start this season with.
Third man in at 4:43.
Yep. You know, you're that new 3-man ladder climber, first tournament on the team, first tournament as a member, participating.
Time for North Belmore, 6.82, 6.82.
That's got to be rough.
A lot of jitters. Oh, what was that?
Correction, 8.82.
I was going to say, whoa, that was going to be a 4 flat.
Yeah, that's like a Port Washington shot the county drill a few years ago.
6, the Hagerman Gamblers.
Hagerman, you're defending champs of the Lindenhurst invite.
Yeah, I understand him a full comp.
I don't think it's Hagerman, guys.
I don't think so either.
They were at Slowpokes
Hagerman's not
after.
here. This is Albertson here, people.
Well, same color. Told you I couldn't see from where I was sitting.
Number 7, the Albertson Roslin Slowpoke.
There you go.
So
Albertson.
is Hagerman not running
Not
today?
he's today.
Yeah, I think they're out today.
Albertson emerging with Roslyn Highlands today to get on the track.
All right, Albertson, first man. It's like in the light. He might break
yeah.
it as soon as they set it.
Yep. He
Very
did.
Yeah, I think he did. All right, they're off, though. First and second man in right next to each other. Third man is now on. First man's got a little miss towards the top. They get themselves up out of the way.
And here we go.
And they finish up the shot.
Third man in at
Time
481.
for Albertson, 9.41, 9:41.
A lot of history out there with the Albertson Slowpokes. They go way back.
How about the Roslyn
Number
Highlanders?
8, the Islip. Whoa!
And no suspensions this year for Albertson.
a whole host of Roslyn teams have run in the past, right? But
Wow.
out of business last year and coming back this year with Albertson, so that's good to see. Here comes the Islip Wolves.
All right, the Wolves out with a vengeance this year.
Yeah, I was
Didn't do a whole lot last year.
I caught him at practice a few times this year, guys, and they are out for real here.
Yeah, they
serious.
got a lot of love on the Fab 14. They're up there towards the top.
Tommy G, Sean Pyatt, Josh Kasem, the three-man ladder champions the last time we were at this.
All right, they're off. If anything, first man got out just a little early. He's in. He had a little stumble, made a decent recovery.
Nice little run.
Nice climbing right up that first man's, right on his
To
feet.
run.
Josh on at 421.
That's a perfect spot for him.
That's where he needs to be.
It's a solid 6 right here. Let's
Any
see
press that, Paz will throw him off the ladder.
PA announcer Perry a little rusty. Let's see if he gets on his game here.
Does he have his Geritol?
Time for Islip, 6.50, 6:50.
650 is going to be a nice little shot here at the Lindenhurst drill.
Hold him up. Can we please get a test on the lights?
Uh-oh.
Ho ho.
Welcome back to Drill Team Racing.
Yeah. You want to be taking that one off the board.
No.
Miller plays here with some new faces from the last couple of seasons.
They're another combined group.
Yep.
I believe what, who Rocky Point is that? Or?
Yep, that's who they got.
Okay, we're ready to continue. Next to race is number 9, the Miller Place Extinguishers.
Joe Coleman, Eric Cisneros, and Anthony Borelli from the Pizza Parlor across from the Coliseum.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who plays at the Coliseum?
All right, here goes Miller Place. Third man off
he really got it, right?
early. Yeah, probably a good couple
jump
steps.
there.
See
He's
if he
going to
can
be
make it
right
play.
on top of the second man. Second man
Oh,
missed
man.
just off his in. And the first man kind of does one of
Wow.
those dives off the side of the ladder. Unfortunately, here in Lindenhurst,
Wrong arch.
two issues. Problem with that. This is a really short arch, so when you grab that
Overtime
top
for Miller
rung,
Place. Overtime.
it's a long drop. I can speak from experience.
Yeah.
Next
And
to race
second,
is number 11, the North Lindenhurst Piston Knockers.
you have that grading, which when you hit it, it does not feel
No,
good.
doesn't agree with you. So
Yeah.
North Lindenhurst on the line here, guys, and we talked a little bit earlier about some defections from Lindenhurst.
Yeah.
Two guys, Kevin
Can't believe
Kinley,
that.
Joey DeRuda,
yeah.
moving over to North Lindy. Kevin
Yeah.
getting a welcome like Kyrie Irving in Boston, I think.
Hello, can you hear me?
gotta look
Can
out.
you guys hear me? No, you can't.
No.
All right, so North Lindenhurst
I'm out.
looking to begin.
Billy, did you do the batteries in this?
There you
I
Oh, you
just
can hear me?
muted it.
Oh,
can hear us?
all right. I can't
All right, here
myself.
comes North Lindenhurst now. All yours, Rob.
All right. All right. Piston knock is off. Nice clean start. First man's put some space in. He's in and out. Second and third man on. He got a good solid climb going. Don't think it's going to get ice slip, but it's right there.
Third man on at 435. I don't think they'll catch him either, Rob.
I'll tell you what, that's a.
Time for North
I'll tell you in a
Lindenhurst.
second.
6.55, 6:55.
Wow, that was awfully close. Kevin Kinley running third man there. Can you guys hear me? Kevin Kinley running third man there for North
Next to
Lindenhurst.
race is number 12, the Kopeg Yellowbird.
He comes over from the Lindenhurst Snails, and you heard the big crowd roar over there because he's a Lindenhurst guy.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
I'm out. Darn it.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Lindenhurst cheer. Lindy just brought out a lot of fans. I don't.
I think it's a little spillover. You know, he's
Might
got
be a little
bit of
bit.
both
There's
camps there.
a little bitterness there.
I think it's a Brooklyn cheer.
Kopeg Yellowbirds on the line.
All right, here we go with Kopeg.
650, 655.
Yep. There you go.
We've
All right.
seen these Yellowbirds put up a shot.
Nice start by Kopeg. First man having a little trouble, makes a good recovery, misses right towards the top.
No.
Did he get the top
That's
rung,
a
guys?
no time. Right? The first guy never gets to the top rung.
And he helped And up anyway. Third man on at 431.
Yeah. Never touched the top rung on the first guy.
That would have been a
Your
high
attention,
6.
please. There will be a no time for Kopeg. First man failed to grasp top rung.
I'm sitting here waiting for him to grab it or at least tap it or something, and boy, it never came.
It looks like he slips as he's going for it. All he's got to do is get a finger on it.
Yep.
Next to race is number 13.
Okay.
The Farmingville
All
Bandit.
That's tough, too. I don't know what you have, Lenny. I think that was in the high 6s.
Yeah, I had 97. I mean, the second man definitely held up the third man a little bit. But that is tough. But again, folks, the first man and the second man just have to touch that top rung. Third man has to grasp and hold, and that's when the time stops.
Tell you, Farmingville Bandit's
First
one of
man
last
didn't.
year's surprise teams.
Yeah, Farmingville.
They're
back
looking to
out.
make another jump this year.
They picked up a new B truck this year, well, a used refurbed B truck. I
New
don't know
one
if they
for
have
them.
the C truck back yet. Be interesting, but they can run the leg events. This is what they've been practicing a lot of, guys. So keep an eye on them on the ground events today.
All right.
They'd like to
All
take
right,
that
first
jump
man gets out a little late.
to where Hageman was last year.
What? All 3 climbers are on. Second and third man was side by side. Second man gets a little bump,
Yeah, he missed the top rung, I think.
little miss, and he misses the top rung, Lenny. Good call.
I don't know if I've ever seen two people
Your
in this
attention, please. There will
tournament.
be a no time for Farmingville.
Hello.
Second climber never touched the top rung.
And
I
third
mean-
man in at 432.
That's not something that happens often.
Next to race is number 18, the West Sayville Flying Dutchman.
All right, 650, 655, 695. Top 3 numbers on the board as the perennial 3-man ladder team, the Dutch, make their way to the start line.
Understand they got quite a few bodies out
Here we
there
go.
this year in West Side.
Okay. Good.
A lot of youngsters.
That's a great thing. It's
You
good
know,
to
one
hear.
thing I was going to say about the Dutch, if you were going to have a year where you were able to reconfigure your entire lineup and go through the people and the motions to get guys ready for an upcoming year,
That was the year.
man, last year really settled in for them, right?
Yeah,
they had the
I
opportunity to put people in different spots.
All right, looks like a pretty clean start. Dutchman. First and second man are on. Billy Helton's climbing that third man spot. Good shot for West Sayville. I don't know if it's going to get ice up in North. It's in that neighborhood.
Time for West Sayville, 6.59.
Woo.
6:59.
Just
Tell you
Wow.
what, 365s.
Yeah.
That's impressive on its own at Leonardhurst, no?
And third man in at 428.
Give a little shout out to my nephew,
Yep.
Mara there, running second man. Did a nice job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
moving back to second, huh?
He's another
Last year.
benefited from last year. You know,
Yeah, he
getting all
got
the-
some good experience last year, and
getting all the kinks out.
he's got more to
Next
give. He's got a lot more to give.
number 22, the Oyster Bay Teddy's Boy.
So the East Islip Guzzlers who are here today running are not running third man. They're still short on some guys. They're still working some things out. So we're going to go to the Oyster Bay. Deer Park, New Hyde Park not here as well.
You know, I want to see East Islip with Benny today, but I will have to wait till next week.
No, you're going to see him in B-Ladder.
Get up the
I
ladders.
want to see him in 3-man.
All right, Oyster Bay is off.
Wrath first.
First man in with a little bit of momentum. Second and third man climbing. Third man had a tough time.
I'll tell you what,
Second man.
that ref
Nice
just
job.
got that top rung in time, boy.
For Oyster Bay,
Forgot all about it.
7.23. 7.23.
Rather than
Ref
seven.
gets to the top. I think he won that
That's in the
this
money,
year.
I think, Paulie. I think that's fifth right now.
Number 23.
He was just happy to get
the
here.
North Babylon Tail Dragger.
He gets the top rung as an afterthought to push him away from the ladder.
Third man on at 457 for the Teddy's boys.
Got to touch it before the third man.
He did.
Good.
He did.
They got showed a little bit of love in your Fab 14. They were on the list.
Yeah, they were.
There's
All
only
right,
14
tail
teams
draggers.
racing.
What?
There's only 14 teams racing.
All right.
You hear that?
North
Yeah, I got
Babylon. First man in and gone.
I'll tell you the last.
All right, he's getting in nice and slow. Kind of puts both hands on the ladder as he's making his way up. Ooh, second man having a lot of trouble too. All right. Ooh, I don't know if he get the. He might have missed the grasp.
Yeah. It's another thing I don't think I've seen much.
I've never seen.
Attention, please.
He got
There
no
will be
time
a
with
no
both
time
arms.
For North Babylon, we have a failure to grasp and hold.
Twice.
That's for sure. They can't run next week.
He's his hand. I think he hit his knuckles or something. So North
How
Babylon
about
got some work
now
to
we
do.
got West
Race
Islip
is
coming
number
to the line.
24, the West Islip Raiders.
So yeah, the Raiders.
No trucks today for the Raiders.
They've been out quite a bit though.
Yeah.
No trucks.
Pushing
No
this
trucks.
3-man ladder team.
New motor. Just got back.
All right.
All
Running
right.
efficiency buckets and.
North Babylon kind of holding up the works here.
Yeah.
All right.
There they go.
So if this second man gets on and gets over, he's been struggling with that a little bit. If he gets
Yeah.
on and gets over and gives this third man a ladder, he could put up a shot.
Dave Henry Jr., the third man. Let's see if they get him a clean ladder.
All right, here we
he's
go with the
gonna-
Raiders. He's on top of his
Yep.
second man a little bit. They're going to be tight. They're right next to each other. He kind of falls into that third rung as he makes his way up.
Third man on at 462.
Time for West Islip, 8.68. 868.
Oh, here's the frogs.
Here they come.
Purple
Next
frogs.
race is number 25, the Carl Place Frogs.
I will give you a little rundown. So 650 from the Islip Wolves, 655 North Lindenhurst, 659 West Sable, 695 the Lindenhurst Snails, and 723 is the time to beat
The lucky dog for Oyster Bay.
Oyster Bay.
Frogs here, missing shoes today. A normal three-man ladder climber. So they're making it happen. Chris Moretta out there running all the events today. New recruit for the Car Place Frogs. Joey
New
Cola.
frog, a tadpole.
Coming
new
in,
frog.
running all 8. That's got to
Yeah.
be tough to do.
I got another block.
All right, here we go with the Frogs.
Third man's moving.
Oh, first man.
Nowhere to go.
Hits that shin on the way in.
Ooh, that hurts.
And not even going to.
They
Feel
are
it in my shin.
bailing on the race.
That's Joey Cola, no relation to the comedian.
Felt the arch move a little bit on that
Carl
one.
Place, failure to complete the event.
Season coming up to prove to me.
Next to race is number 26, the Central Islip Hobo.
So, Hobo Nation looking for a good year. Again, a lot of youth on this team. I made it out to one of their practices. They're going to open your eyes in some different races today, boys.
Wow.
I'm not going to tip you off right now, but keep an eye on the Hobos today.
So
Yeah,
good.
I thought they were going to get a little bit more love in the Fab 14, to tell you the truth.
They went around much last year, and
But you know what? This group and
You watch
these
this
guys
team
have
this
put
year.
up some time.
they're
They
gonna
look
open
real
some
good.
eyes. Good-looking kids too. Look at those guys.
They're working the consistency.
Can we
All
get
right.
another sub 660?
Here we go with the Hobos.
Miller, move.
1, 2, all 3 on. Eric Miller with a great
Oh.
climb towards the finish, and that's your first place
Yeah,
shot.
it is.
4-1-1 to the bottom.
Time for Central Islip, 6.39. 639.
Tell
That's
you
a
what,
shot
that's
right
quite
there.
an opening day shot. If you ask
That's
me.
a statement right there. That's a
Quite
statement.
an opening day shot.
But there'll be more surprises
Next
from the
to race
Hobos
is
later
number
today.
27, the Selden Slowpokes.
A 3-man ladder contest.
I
All
would
right.
say this is maybe the best 3-man ladder contest at a Lindenhurst drill in many years. Many years.
Patrick Swayze out there.
Yeah.
All right, here come the Slowpokes.
At the time of my life.
All right, first man's out early. Second and third man
Third man
took
left
their
last.
time getting
Yeah.
off the line.
He was last off the line.
All right, they're having a little tough time finding their sides, the second and third man. They get to the top, finish it up.
I was going to say, he took a while. What was it, Dirty Dancing?
Overtime for Selden. Overtime.
5:17 in for the third man. He's got to get off that line.
CI Hobos are going to throw down a 639 and get themselves 5 points right here. But a real good 3-man ladder contest. 650 by Islip, 655 North Lyndhurst, 659 West Sable, and 695. Don't go.
All right.
695 Lyndhurst. Now, if you ask me, those are a handful of real serious players, right? If you look at that Fab 14
Oh, it's right in there.
and you're looking at those, most of those teams are right there, the players.
And I'll tell you, that's a big shot by the Hobos coming up there with all those big times in front. First time out this year, young kids, and they get it done.
But here, all right. So yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But if you look at those top 5, and I say this all the time, the teams that are going to be there at the end, 90% of the time, are the teams that are there also on day one.
Sure
They're
thing.
prepared, they're ready to go, and they're out racing. And I think that makes a big difference.
But we always
Big
felt that this was like a day you could steal a point or two because, yeah, it was the first one of the year. Hopefully these guys, but people have been chomping at the bit since last year to get out there racing. And it's been, we had 6 tournaments last year, a couple upstate, and you know these guys, as soon as it's springtime, yeah.
Yeah, I think, Paul, I agree with you to a point as a general rule of thumb, but there are a handful of teams that, whether somebody had something to do today or truck issues and whatnot, you have a few teams that'll still struggle a little bit early in the season that'll get it together.
I agree. I mean, anybody could be there at any time, but Hagerman's not here. I thought, there are teams that's obviously been in the mix. But let's take a look at that Fab 14. We can do a little after three-man pregame right now. So if we were going to go down this list, we would start on the Fab with number 1, your defending state champions from 2019, the North Lindenhurst Piston Knockers. And just to give it a little bit of a start to the conversation, North Lindenhurst got stronger over the winter by adding 2 Lindenhurst Snails that are very much going to help them be even more competitive.
Experienced racers that are almost like utility men, Paul. You can stick those guys in. I mean, they highlight themselves in certain races, but they could be stuck anywhere, and just fortifies North
From the
Lindenhurst.
equipment.
All right, so then we go down to number 2, West Sable. He's going to give the scores.
Results
Here we go.
of the 3-man ladder competition. First place, 5 points, with the time of 6.39, is number 24, Central Iceland. Second place, 4 points, number 8, Iceland. Third place, 3 points, number 11, North Lindenhurst. Fourth place, 2 points, number 18, West Sayville. First place, 1 point, number 1, fifth place, 1 point, number 1, Lindenhurst.
Oops. All right, so just get back to what we were talking about. West Sable, number 2 in the Fab.
Well, again, they're a perennial powerhouse. We all know that. Rob, you could speak of your team a little bit. Again, you picked up youth this year. It's got to help fill in some voids here and there and just get more experience all around.
Going to help in the ground events, working a couple of people in those last 3. Been working very hard on those. But Michael Mara, in his second year driving, did a nice job last year. But, hey, it's still a younger driver, and will definitely have an impact on how the season goes in the motorized contest.
Yeah, I thought, I said this earlier, but if you were going to take a year where maybe we weren't running that consistent schedule like we did last year, and that was the year you were going to make a changeover to a new driver, and taking your main player out for the last 20-some-odd years, that was going to be the year to do it. So by the end of this year, West Sable's only even going to get better. They're more comfortable in what they're doing. It's even going to be better. Let's take a look at Iceland.
Oh, Iceland. They're hungry this year. They missed all last year. They felt that they stood on the table in 2019 when they let North Lindenhurst won that tournament, but they missed the motor pump. Well, they hit the motor pump shot, but they left something on the table, and they're hungry this year. They're going to come.
Yeah, Josh looks motivated. Like I said, I saw them a little bit in practice. I mean, they're running solid 8s in C ladder. All the ladder races, they're going to be right there, and we all know they have a lot of good coach leadership over the good year.
Yeah, they're definitely a veteran team. I mean, a veteran team is the same guys back playing. Maybe they you're right, that maybe they regenerated a little bit over last year, taking it easy, and now they're back, and you're right, Billy, they're going for it. Hagerman was 4th on the list for the Fab 14. They're not here today, but Hagerman, probably more than any other team last year, came out and showed that they were a major player in our sport.
They should really have that next step and make a big impact this year. That's why I'm actually a little surprised that they're not out here today. Here's where, if I'm Hagerman, I want to come out Lindenhurst, and I want to show everybody last year was no surprise. We're going to continue to do this, and I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't.
No, I agree. They won Lindenhurst drill. They won the Point Pleasant drill, which was a very competitive drill. Hagerman, to me, is one of those teams you have to put on the list that can win the state drill this year in 2021.
I agree. If they at least sustain or build on what they did last year, big things coming to the Gamblers.
And how about number 5? How about number 5, Point Pleasant? Now, Point Pleasant showing a lot last year. We were all up at that Point Pleasant drill, and boy, they can run a couple more races than just the ladder races now.
They can run them all. That's no doubt about it. They can run bucket. They can run 3-man. Everything in between.
Yep. I think they're a team that's going to be reckoned with at the end of the year, and I'm hearing rumors that they're going to be making their way down to the CI Invite and maybe another drill here on the island, because as we've always talked about, you have to be in the mix, right? A couple times, if you're in the mix against the big boys, when the day comes, you're just a little bit more comfortable, and it's psychological. It's whatever it is.
You want that experience, Paul.
Absolutely.
You want having to run pressure shots, and maybe they're not getting so much of that week in, week out where they are. And
Well, I don't know. Seabreeze gave him a little bit of pressure last year at the point invite, so shout out to Seabreeze. Hopefully you guys are making progress as well.
I agree with you, Lenny. I was actually thinking Seabreeze might get a couple votes on the Fab 14 because they showed last year.
Sure
I mean,
did.
when you think about the teams that are in racing today, Seabreeze, I think, is definitely in the top 20.
No
No
doubt.
doubt about it. And then we get to our CI Hobos, who just put up a 639 opening day three-man ladder. And Lenny, you were saying that we're going to be surprised. What do you know about that?
Yeah, I think the positioning on your Fab 14 might be a little bit low. And again, we're all guessing from the off season, so nobody really knows. And again, Paul's Fab 14 is a compilation of some people that have been around racing, just giving some ideas where we think they'll be rated this year. But yeah, the Hobos, good young team. Again, there's a surprise later in the day. For those that don't know, I'm not going to spoil it. You're going to see something really interesting later in the day in one of the later races. But again, Danny's back driving with them. Again, great coaching over there. Willie's always around. They're going to have a good
Somebody
year.
trip the lights, please.
All right, before we get to the B ladder contest, let's finish here with the East Islip, the Guzzlers. I thought last year the Guzzlers showed they improved when they were out running last year. Benny the Jet, one more year under his belt. They're not going to run all 8 races today, but you can't get them out for a top 5 in the state drill, if you ask me.
Benny the Jet, gotta love that name.
Yep.
Chucky out there again. Eric retired, but they got the rest of the team back, and it ought to be a good year for them as well.
Yeah, they're missing a couple guys today. We'll go through some of their situations as we go down the drill today in each contest. But like I said, at the end of the year, I don't think you can count out the East Islip Guzzlers for a top 5 shot at state drill.
I won't bet. You can run ladders. You got a shot at anything.
We got a little bit of time still here. How about we'll go over to North Belmore, number 8 on the list. We saw them earlier today. They're missing one of their main players, but I expect big things from them next week up their home course.
Sure thing. Sean will be back next week, and they'll be in good shape. Really good ladder squad. They got Cloudman back. He missed the last couple drills last year, but with Cloudman back on that team,
He's back running nozzle.
They got him running a couple things. I think he's running hydrant today because Sean's out here, but he'll be back on the nozzle when Sean comes back. Already be running the nozzle today.
Yeah, I think in Nassau County, I think North Belmore may be
the
the
favorite.
best team. Yeah, I think
No
they
doubt
could be the
about
best
it.
team out there. But hey, there's a bunch of other teams that want to take that spot. West Hempstead, North Merrick, Oyster Bay. They want to claim that top Nassau County spot. How about Farmanville Bandits? We said it earlier. Farmanville would love to be last year's Hagerman.
Yep.
They were like riding the coattails last year of the Gamblers. They were right behind them, placing in tournaments, scoring in races, doing well. But I think they want to take that next leap. What do you think?
You have to, if you're them. What are you out here for? What are you trying to do?
It's my understanding they got the whole team back, which is, of course, key to doing what you guys are talking about. I think they bought Roslyn's old B truck, and they've got that back and on the track now. They had some engine issues, I think, with both trucks. So I'm not sure if they have the C truck today. It'll be interesting to see.
I think the talent is there. It's just they got to figure out what's the best way for them to make it work.
I mean, and last year, and I brag about it, sort of a part of it, Town of Brookhaven showing up last year between Hagerman, Farmingville, and we haven't even touched on the fact that Patch Oak 40 Thieves will be back on the track this year. So Town of Brookhaven.
Check out their website at www.goiwt.com.
I remember going out and seeing them practice, and literally they were practicing one day a week, and you could see they had the talent. And it really isn't until you start to invest in yourself by practicing more than that your talent can start to materialize and come through. And it's made a huge difference for Farmerville. They actually are a group now that takes racing serious. And when you have the talent and the size of the people they have on the team, they have a large contingent of guys, you're going to do better. And it's definitely what they did.
Big pickup there, getting them on the serious side of things.
Absolutely.
And,
All right.
go.
We're going to come back with the rest of that fab maybe after. We're going to look up here now. B ladder is going to be coming up.
Big sexy on the line. Tom Weckerly driving it again. Some new faces out there for the Snails this year. No Joe DeRuyter. He'll be on the other team.
The next contest to be run is the Motor Hook and Ladder Class B competition.
See if I can stand
The
up
New
for this
York
one.
State record is 4.82, which is currently held by West Sayville.
You still hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, we got
The
you.
overtime in this event will be 8 seconds.
Ryan Kenley back on the ladder now, climbing. Good to see him back healthy. Always seems he's got a nick here or there early in the season, and he's fighting it.
Race,
Come
number
over.
1 on your program, the Lindenhurst Snail.
You're right, Billy, but when he's motivated and
Wow.
in shape and charging, he is fun to watch climb a motorized ladder.
You guys still got me over here?
Yeah, we got
All
four.
right.
Christian Brody going to be doing some digging today. JJ Rizzo's. Whammo with the throw in today. Love this truck. Good looking truck coming to the line.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those classics. Yeah, you can run through the lineup and you know those classic trucks.
And while we got Lindenhurst here, just look at the facility you have. This place is fantastic. They do so many good things here. A lot of things with the community, and just a great place. You pull your truck out, you race, park it. I mean, what team wouldn't kill for something like that?
Talk about good things. This crowd today, one of the largest crowds I've seen in a long time.
I was just going to say that, Paul. You're 2/3 to 3/4 full. Really good to see.
Haven't seen a crowd this big in 3-4 years probably.
Oh.
Since a state tournament.
People want to get out
Yeah.
after last Memorial Day weekend where we had 3 days of rain.
Yep.
People are itching to be out.
Yeah, I mean-
can't find a nicer day than we're going to have right now.
If you're looking for something to do and you're nearby, come on, swing by the Lindenhurst track just off of Wellwood Avenue. I mean, you can go from here to the Belmont Stakes
Well,
to
the-
the Islander playoff game. And let's
Yeah.
go.
The racing gods are smiling down today because this has to be one of the nicest Lindenhurst days ever.
Snails on the line going through their pre-game motions here. A little hand slapping. Here we go.
All right, we're getting ready to begin that B-ladder contest.
To me, this is really when the season starts, if you ask me. The first run of that truck, a little smell of that gasoline.
I think most of us agree with you there, Paulie, 100%.
B-ladder, a
All
real
right.
man event here.
All right, they're keeping us in a little suspense here. Looks like we're ready to go. All right, our host, Lindenhurst Snails. Here they go. They roll off the line. Through the lights. Breaking right at the 50. Nice long break right at the 6. Ryan Kinley's in. He's eating that ladder up.
There it is.
All right.
Tell you what,
A little slower than I expected.
conservative run. I thought it was a conservative run. You know, the ladder didn't go up with a lot of momentum, but he ate it up.
5.86. 5.86.
Rob, I only had him 302 in the ground. Did you get him in the ground?
I had 303.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
you could see they were a little bit past that three-man ladder line, but they didn't have that momentum when that truck throws you in the ground. It was very methodical.
Nice and smooth. 586 gets him on the board. Something to put something to play with.
Number 5, the North Belmore Ranky Day.
Yeah, so they come out with a 5, and now you got North Belmore and Islip. They can run 5s. We're going to see some good B-ladder.
Joe Corcoran, the climber here.
Yeah, so they come out with a 5, and now you got North Belmore and Islip. They can run 5s. We're going to see some good B-ladder.
Joe Corcoran, the climber here, missing his brother, but climbing's going to be throwing a ladder today, so this ought to be interesting.
I saw him out there. I was
Not-
afraid he was climbing.
I mean, he's giving away 6 inches to Sean Corcoran.
Which way, tall or wide?
Yeah, both.
It's tough making big changes like that.
you know what?
Even with a week of practice,
But you know what
it's
it
hard.
is? When you got somebody like, Clownman jumping in there, he's done all these positions. He's a racing guy. That's what you do.
And like you said, Bolin got a chance to get behind that wheel last year. Did a great job in his first time out there.
Here we go. Come to Rinky Dinks. Through the light. Leaves him right at the yellow. Got a nice staircase. Ooh, he misses on his second step. I gave him a nice ladder, guys.
Yep.
For putting that together.
284 in the ground. You're right. It was in a good spot. It was straight.
They were.
Time for North Belmore, 7.24. 7.24.
Very conservative, but just what they needed for that run right
Now
there.
will you throw it? I tell you what, I take that ladder every day of the week if you're going to give it to me.
Islip, roll.
All right, here's your Wolves right here. Tommy G throwing for Josh like they've been doing for the last couple of years. Taggart Kennedy doing the digging.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Well, they did take a year off, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they played one. They had one tournament last year. They missed it a second and then they went right back.
The crazy part is most people take a year off and they end up looking like Billy or Lenny. These guys come back looking great.
Oh, they look great. Big Mike Watson behind the wheel. Only one looks like us.
Well, that's why he's hidden behind the front dashboard. And there is no truth to the rumor. They moved that.
Yeah, Billy, we got to stand next to Mike. We look
That's all right.
skinny.
Yeah, they had to lengthen the driver's seat this year, I heard.
Now, I expect big things from the Wolves.
All right, here we go. Wolves on the line. Good to see these trucks all shined up and looking good today. First time out.
Mike Weldon behind the wheel. Gets the okay from his team. 3 revs. Here we go. Rolls it off the line. It's in that break inside the 50. Good staircase. Josh is eating it up. They got to lay him in. He misses for the grab. Oh. That's where the staircase can get you sometimes. If you don't beat it to the arch, That's exactly what happened. Ladder hits the arch right as he's going for it, and he can't get it.
You're exactly right, Rob.
So again,
Exactly.
staircase about 2 feet over the yellow safety line, folks. Here's the time, or the no time.
Attention, please. There will be a no time for isolate failure to grasp and hold. No
Yep.
time.
So it was almost a little conservative, Mike's drive. Again, he put him in a decent spot, 297 in the ground, but
the
that's
ladder-
a heck of a slam.
The ladder-
The Miller Place Extinguisher.
The ladder went up with a lot of momentum, and you could see Josh got on it. He ate up the first 3 steps, but even as I couldn't see the middle part, I said to myself as he's coming up, that ladder's going to get away from him at the top. He's got to get there a split second sooner, and he just didn't get up there. And he just didn't have enough room to get it.
It just
Ran away from him. Just
Off by
ran-
a hair.
And he's got a bigger frame for a climber too, so it's a little rougher on the. And again, I'm not saying heavy set. I'm just saying as a larger guy, and that
and
slam, it
he,
just takes
honestly,
him a
he's
little
not
bit
that
more.
tall. Some of the
not
taller
tall.
guys might have been able to get that.
Just
Billy
about-
Billy
A little
Moon
bit
probably
thick.
gets
I
that.
said that. I said Newhoff, Moon, they get the A-Rock.
Can't do anything about your height.
Nope. Nope.
You got to beat it. If anything, guys, on that shot, I thought where Mike Welton went into the break, I thought he was a little deep. I expected him to be deeper in the
Oh, no,
patch, and
yeah.
he still gave him that staircase.
Yeah. All right, so North Belmore.
Miller Place on the line.
Excuse me, Miller Place. Miller Place.
Here we go.
All right, here's our extinguishers.
Where we're going
586.
today.
586 by the Lindenhurst Snails.
All right, rolls it off the line before he gets on it hard. And that break, long break, gives him a little bit of a staircase. They're holding him out.
All
Oh,
right.
he waited
Nice
for the
job.
grab. Climber waits for the grab.
Little
Very
hesitation.
slow and methodical, guys. Very,
347 in the ground. It was pretty smooth, but he had that little glitch at the top.
Time for Miller Place. 6.32. 6:32.
Hey, you know
Hey,
what?
they're going to be happy with that one.
6:32, and you know all the mechanics were there.
yeah.
That's something that over a
That's-
course of a
Next race,
season,
Number 11. The North Lindenhurst Piston Knocker.
that's
gotta be
something
one of
over
the
the
better
course
runs.
of a season will work its way right down into the 5s if they continue to do that.
It took
Yeah,
6.
even right from the start.
Yep.
Gets on it a little bit harder. It's going to bring down the dig time a little bit. So there, they a lot of areas they can bring time down there very easily.
All right, North Lindenhurst Piston Knockers, you're defending
Defending
state champions.
champs.
I mean, who can say they won one state tournament and was state champs for 2 years? Not
Gotta
too
be a good
many.
feeling.
Not too many.
They've stayed competitive though. A little bit of a change up. Joey in there from Lyndhurst. He's digging.
And listen, they made a statement in 3-man ladder, but really,
Absolutely.
when they were winning those last couple years before, B ladder's where their day really started.
Yeah.
If they got a point of 2 and 3-man, it was great. But here we go. Scott Rice is going to take him away. And that long break leaves him hard just outside the 6. Ducky Fowler's in. He's got a good solid
good
climb
run
going,
right
guys.
there.
All right.
286 in the ground. That's going to be a mid 5.
With 280. So going to be our first place time for the moment.
Time for North Lindenhurst. 5.54. 5:54.
5:54, and I'll tell you what, the key to that one right there was the dig. Those two guys hit the ground perfectly together in sync. The ladder goes up completely straight. There was nothing super fast about
Race
it.
is number 12.
But it went right in.
Yellowbird.
Uniform.
And Rob, I think you noticed it too. Ducky had a little hiccup in there. He might have lost a couple of tenths.
Just a little
he
bit.
fought through it to
Yeah.
get to make the run, but could have
Yeah.
picked up another tenth or so there.
To me, that's a beautiful opening day shot. You're not going overboard. You just, hey, we're going to complete this contest. We're going to do all the bases correct. And from everything, the throw to the mount to the two guys going in together, I thought was perfect.
Listen,
Perfect.
you-
And a
you-
perfect spot.
You want to score in best after contest, and
Yep.
especially here, the first one
I
out.
agree.
All right, here come the Yellow Birds down the line. Good run at Labor Day there. Almost pulled it off.
And Kopeg rolls it away. Gets on. In that break, going to be a little deep. Going to be a straight ladder. Ooh, ladder hits the ground, but what a great job. What a great job.
It's one of the greatest climbs you're going to
I
see.
was just going to say,
ever.
that might be the climb of the year, folks. Straight up and down ladder.
That was
He didn't
ridiculous.
stop.
Time for
Straight.
Kopeg. 5.78.
Dude, they get off the back of the truck going a million miles an hour. It's not a straight ladder. It is an obtuse ladder. They're more under the arch than they're out. He's climbing backwards. It hits the arch. We almost all fall off, and the guy doesn't slow down.
I don't know how he kept climbing. His body collapsed to the ladder. He was so tight, and he climbed with his arms sideways with his elbows out.
Dude.
What a job.
That was-
I've been saying for years, that guy's talented, man. That guy is talented.
302 in the ground.
That was fun to watch. That was a lot of fun to
And
watch.
get a 5 out of it. Wow.
78.
Chris, if you're
Yes, indeed.
listening in the trailer, I just got a great report. The video looks good. Everything sounds good for people at home. So good job.
All right, here comes that Farmerville team with the Roslyn truck all duded. Look at that paint job. It looks.
I'm still reliving that last climb. That was incredible. That was crazy.
All right. Like I say, a little weird seeing this truck in blue, but here come the bandits. All right, in that break. It's going to be a stick. Oh, they lunged. They probably could have been in the ground a little bit sooner. Do a nice
job.
following through.
Yeah, that's-
High five, low six, guys.
296 in the ground. That truck really
Number
stopped.
13, the Farmingville Bandits, 5.96. 596.
Yeah, he left them out there a little bit. You know, you're right, Rob.
Race number 18, the West Sayville Flying Dutchman.
When you're digging that, you might think, oh my God, if we go straight down right here, we're in trouble. They probably would have
They
been
must have
good.
lunged a little bit, and they
would've
ended
been
up 6 feet inside the yellow. So they could have been in the ground a tenth or two sooner.
Yeah, I think they maybe should have taken one step in. It looks like they took two, but hey, they got a time out of it and moving forward. Truck stopped great.
And when you do that, when all of a sudden you make that lunge and your ladder flattens out, you take away all the momentum of what's going to happen. You could see when the climber got on, he had to do it pretty much all on his own. He didn't have any help coming up that ladder.
What we got here, Noonan? Same, right?
Yes, same team,
tell you, these
same
guys are a
D-ladder
machine
team
here.
as Shear, yeah.
554, 578, 586, 596 sitting in front of the West Sable Flying Dutchman.
All right, Michael Mara behind the wheel, rolls it out, gets on it hard. In the ground, Billy's got a good climb going and laying him in.
Tell you
Nice
what,
job.
what a clean, beautiful. That looked like North Leonard, same thing, taken together, perfect.
287 in the ground. They're happy.
Perfect spot.
Time for West Sayville, 5.6.